What is up, YouTube? My name is Fedora Leak, and today we're going to be going over 5 great starter recommendation anime. So if you're getting into anime or you have a friend that you want to try and get into it, this is a video you can look at and find some good ideas as to what to show them. Before we get into the meat and potatoes of this video, I just want to say thank you for stopping by. If you like what you see, like, comment, sub, all the YouTuber things to say. We're going to talk a lot about anime on this channel. So if you like that, if you're into anime, come join the community. I want to build a community of people like-minded like me who like the same things as me. We can talk about it, discuss, have some debates, maybe. Even if you don't like anime, if you want to get into anime, this is gonna be a good channel for that. I want to do a lot of recommendations for things that I like personally, and yeah, that's the goal for this channel. The first anime I want to talk about today is Demon Slayer. Now, even if you don't like anime, you don't watch anime, you've probably heard of Demon Slayer. It's a very popular anime. It's a 63 episode anime about a kid who lived in the mountains with his family. He went out to do a job. He comes home one day, sees his entire family slaughtered by a demon, except for his little sister, who was turned into a demon. Now he has to go on a journey to try and figure out a way to turn her back and get revenge on the demon that killed his family. Now, the first reason I'd recommend Demon Slayer to somebody who's trying to get into anime is that it's simple and easy to follow. There's no crazy plot, there's no crazy power system. It's just a fun anime to watch about a guy trying to go on a journey to save his sister. Another reason why I'd recommend Demon Slayer is the animation. Now, if you like anime, you've heard this before, that the animation in Demon Slayer is some of the best ever, the best in the new gen, in my opinion. But so beautifully done. The colors, they pop. The choreography and the fight scenes, it's incredible. It's sometimes hard to think that somebody sat down and actually drew these scenes. It's that good, because the animation in Demon Slayer is chef's kiss. The last point I want to touch on here with Demon Slayer is that it has something for everybody. It's a great gateway. And what I mean by that is, you see an aspect of Demon Slayer that you like, and it might inspire you to check out something else in that specific category. So, like, say you like sword fighting and you like the comedy in Demon Slayer, and you'd be like, oh, hey, I want to go check out Gintama. That's comedy and they use swords. Or you like the horror and the monster aspects. So you'd be like, okay, let me go watch Parasite or something like that. It's a good way to find other things in specific genres because it encompasses a little bit of a lot. Next anime that I want to talk about today is one that I personally just finished watching. It's called Mashle Magic and Muscles. It's a story about a guy who lives in a world full of magic users and he can't use magic. One thing you have to talk about when you talk about Mashle is the comedy. The characters all have quirky personalities. Their personalities are so different, so out there, and they mesh really well together. They make some really funny situations and comedic dialogue. And I was laughing the whole time. I was rewinding a lot to go back and laugh at jokes and stuff. It was that funny. So I think that's something that they really thrive at. Another thing to talk about is the main character. He's so lovable and inspiring. He's just a guy who grew up in a world full of magic. He couldn't use it. He trains hard every day, lifting iron, pumping iron, as he says. Yeah, he's kind of an idiot, which gets him into a lot of trouble. But he has a heart of gold, and I just found myself really falling in love with the character as I was watching the show, and I think you will too. Last thing I want to touch on when talking about Mashle is the character design. There are a lot of characters with very unique looks to them and an aura about them, I guess you can say. I thought that was very cool, and a lot of them had cool powers to match their cool energy. Um, I think that really pulled me into the show and made me want to keep watching and helped me fall in love with a lot of these characters. We're gonna slow it way down. I'm gonna get central with you guys for a second because the next anime we have to talk about is a romance.
Ugh, brother, ugh. What's that?
That was dumb. It's called Horimiya. It's a story about two people from different worlds in high school that find each other and fall in love. It's a short anime. Pretty sure it's about 24 episodes, maybe 25. It was a really good watch. Now, one thing Horimiya does very well is the characters. There's a big ensemble, a big cast. It's probably at least 10 characters that you really get to see. on an episode to episode basis, and they flesh them out very well. They give them each their own unique character arc and their own story, and they do a good job at putting it all together. And also the dynamic between all the characters, they flow well, the dialogue feels nice, and it was a fun watch all in all because of how they fleshed out each character. Another thing is the anime is just very, very wholesome. I found myself smiling ear to ear the entire time I was watching it. I just couldn't stop smiling. Um, the way the characters interact with each other just made me very happy. And then the main couple in the show, they're just, for lack of a better terms, they're so damn cute. And yeah, seeing their journey and their story and how it ended and everything, it made me very happy. It's a very wholesome anime. So if you're down in the dumps and you just want to smile, then I would watch it. Unless you're down in the dumps because you just got broken up with or cheated on or something. Stay very far away from this anime. Now, this next anime is for a very specific genre of people. We all have that friend or those friends who are very, very into horror. They just love horror movies, horror shows, anything bloody, scary, and things like that. I am that friend. But the next anime is the Junji Ito collection. Now, the Junji Ito collection is different than any anime I've talked about so far today because it is an anthology series. So it took the horror comic books written by Junji Ito and it turned it into an anime, and each episode consists of 2 of his short stories that he's written. The segment on this isn't going to be too long because I know not everybody likes horror, but I wanted to try and, if you couldn't tell by now, I wanted to try and find something that fits each genre for people. So if you have a friend that's into certain things, it'd be easier to recommend them something. So if you have a friend that's into horror and wants to get into anime, this is a good pick. It is very scary from what I've seen. I have not finished it, but the horror in this was very good, and I feel like that's because you can get away with more if it's animated. It's easier to do things than do paying for CGI and things like that. But one of the episodes, I think it was episode 2, Fashion Woman, did give me nightmares. I will not lie. So if you like horror or you know someone that likes horror, Junji Ito collection is a good pick. And Junji Ito also wrote something called Uzumaki, which I heard was very good. I have not read it myself, but also if you want to recommend them that, they could read that too or watch that because it has anime as well. The last anime we're gonna talk about today is Attack on Titan. Now, I know even if you have not watched anime, you have heard of Attack on Titan. It has been everywhere. It took over the world. It is, I will say, one of the animes I feel like that broke anime into the mainstream, along with My Hero Academia, and then more recently Demon Slayer and Jujutsu Kaisen. But it's massive, and it is very, very good. Now, I don't know if I can give a synopsis personally on Attack on Titan without spoiling the story, so I'm just gonna read the description that they have on Crunchyroll for you guys real quick. The last remnants of humanity were forced to retreat behind the towering walls of a fortified city to escape the massive, man-eating titans that roamed the land outside their fortress. Only the heroic members of the Scouting Legion dared to stray beyond the safeties of the wall, but even those brave warriors seldom returned alive. Those within the cities clung to the illusion of a peaceful existence until the day that the dream was shattered, and their slim chance of survival was reduced to one horrifying choice: kill or be devoured. Now, I say that right there alone is grounds to watch the show, but it has everything that you look for in a regular TV show: high stakes, passion, emotional twists and turns. And unlike the other anime that I've recommended for you guys today, this one actually has a very intricate story that you have to like really pay attention and like look back and be like, oh wow, yeah, just put the pieces together yourself. But it's a great watch. A lot of people say I haven't personally watched Game of Thrones, but that is the comparison a lot of people go with. So if that piques your interest at all, then yeah. Alright, folks, that was 5 starter anime that you can recommend to a friend or watch yourself if you haven't seen any of those titles. I highly recommend. Before I get out of here, I just want to talk about my channel a little bit and what I plan on doing in the future and some goals that I have. Like I said in the beginning, my main goal for this channel is to just build a community of like-minded people, people who love anime, who are passionate about anime, who just want to yap about anime like I do. Me and my friends, we talk about anime a lot. We get into heated discussions sometimes, and I hope that you could come do that with me, and maybe find people in the comments or in the communities that you make friends, and you could talk about anime with somebody that you didn't know before. I like that anime is becoming more popular, so I can't say that, you know, if you feel like you're alone, but maybe you do feel like you're alone and you have nobody to talk about this stuff with, and you can always come talk to me. I love yapping. I love talking to new people, and yeah, I hope that we build a strong community. All right, that's gonna do it for this video. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Let me know down below if you guys want to see a part two. I have a list with more anime that I want to get into, so we could definitely do that. But I'll see you guys on the next one.